Welcome back, everybody, to the Treat Your Business podcast. I'm excited to be here. My name is Katie Bell, and for those of you who are new to listening, a huge welcome. If you are popping into this episode as your first episode, then a massive welcome, but know that there are so many other ones that you can binge listen to at your free will whenever you wish. This week is all about something that so many of you need to hear, especially if you've been feeling overwhelmed, distracted, and frankly, just a bit frazzled. Like basically your brain is running on too many tabs. You know, when you look at your internet browser and you think you've got 65 tabs open, I often look at it and realize that I'm trying to do 65 jobs at once. This is how your brain can feel as an entrepreneur and as a clinic owner. You're tired, but you're also wired. And that feeling of pressure that you need to be doing more all the time is really sitting heavy on you. So you're going to be working really hard, but you may also feel like you're not really moving forwards. It might be that you're doing all the things, but it doesn't feel like any of them are really working. If this sounds familiar, I want to tell you something important before we get into this episode. You are not broken. You are not failing. You're not behind. You're just in the middle of a massive change and a massive shift. So today we're going to talk about what's really going on when you feel overwhelmed, distracted, and a bit frazzled, and what you can do about it. So stay tuned in, grab a cup of tea, and enjoy this week's episode. Welcome to the Treat Your Business podcast with Katie Bell. I am Katie, and this is the place to learn the strategies, tactics, tools, and mindset needed to build your clinic or studio into a business that gives you the time, money, energy, and fulfillment you want and deserve. My team and I work every day with overwhelmed and exhausted clinic owners like you to shift them from a business that is a huge time and energy drain and is not giving them the income they want, to confident clinic owners that are making money, saving money, and getting time back in their lives. So if this sounds like something you want, let's dive in. So let's cut through all of the noise that's out there. When you are inside a growth program like ours is, it's very easy to think, I've just got to learn more and I need to absorb more. Maybe I've missed something. Maybe I need to watch more of the training videos. Maybe I need to read more of the books. Maybe I need to listen to more podcast episodes. But I really want to challenge that. Because overwhelm often isn't about the amount of work that you're doing. I love you all dearly, but many of us are not wired for execution and action taking. Many of us who are visionaries, particularly those listening to this podcast who generally are the ones running their companies, are procrastinators, they are dreamers, they are big picture thinkers, but not great at starting and completing tasks. So overwhelm often isn't about the amount of work that you're doing. There's not always the action going on there. It's about the amount of change that you're experiencing. And this is the truth that most people don't like to talk about. Growth is really uncomfortable. Change is destabilizing. Up-leveling your business is going to stir up all of your old habits, patterns, doubts, distractions, beliefs. And when you're implementing new systems or rethinking your pricing and trying to be more visible, hiring a team, moving out of the day-to-day, you're not just changing your business, you're changing how you see yourself and you're changing your way of being. And we talk about the be, do, have principle a lot in Thrive, that if you want to change what we see in your environment and we want to change your business, we first have to start with you. So when we start changing how you see yourself and you're moving away from sole trader into leader or clinician into business owner, your brain does not love it because it likes familiar. It likes the control. And when things feel uncertain or unfamiliar, it tries to protect you in the only way it knows how. And what that does is it seeks more input. It seeks more noise. It seeks more comparison, and it seeks more things to do. So what happens is you go down rabbit holes. You listen to 5 different voices with 5 different opinions. You try to build a funnel, launch a membership, post every day, hire a VA, change your onboarding, create an ebook, all of these things. And suddenly now we're overwhelmed and frazzled, and you just don't know where to start because you doubt every decision you make and you start to think, oh, maybe I just can't run this business. Maybe I'm not good enough. And because I can't deliver on one thing, I've just got a million things going on all at once. And I'm here to say that this isn't failure. You need to position this as a fork in the road. The cure is not more. The cure is focus and action. At this point, the instinct is often to go searching for something new. And we had a situation recently where a clinic owner joined us. They were doing what appeared on first look on paper to be a pretty big clinic in terms of their size of revenue. But during their initial strategy call, we really dug into the numbers because that's what we're there to do. There were some big holes and big questions around, if you say you're doing this, and if your numbers say you're doing this, where's all the profit going? Because what you're saying and what we're seeing is 2 very different things. And we're here to not stroke your ego and make you feel great about yourself. We're here to enable and push you into changing your business for the better so that your life ultimately becomes better. And what can often happen when we ask big questions and we challenge the status quo and we challenge who we are currently being feels really uncomfortable. It feels really triggering. And this person went in search of something else. And we lovingly ended their program with us. And that is because there was a challenge around accepting responsibility and accountability, but really leaning into how uncomfortable this is going to make me feel. And I say, we're not here to make you feel like a complete knob. We're here to support you in feeling like a complete knob. But you're going to come off these calls. You're going to come out of our stuff and go, oh my God, I feel stupid that you even know that. Or I've only just realised this. Or of course, this is the way I should be doing it. But I didn't even know that was a thing. All those feelings, completely normal. If you knew them already, you would already be creating and doing it in your business. So you know what you don't know what you don't know. And there's all this stuff that you don't know, you don't even know yet. So this moment where we have to go, okay, is this feeling overwhelmed? Because actually I'm doing too many things and I'm taking so much action that I'm basically not sleeping? Probably not. Or is it that you are trying to think of so many things to do, but there's not really any specific strategic action going on? And so we're starting a lot of stuff, we're not completing a lot of stuff, and we're just going round in a cycle. And also running away from those very uncomfortable feelings. When we go searching for something new, a new strategy, like a new tool, a new course, a new coach, perhaps, this is what the situation we're in with this client, then the real solution isn't any of that. It's actually less. The antidote to overwhelm is focus. And it's saying, what's the one thing that matters most right now? And how can I give that my full attention? Because let me tell you this, and I say this with complete love and lots of honesty, that you don't need another idea. You need to implement the ones that you already have. You need to actually make shit happen. You need to get out of this learning loop and into the doing. So I say this with love because we have lots of our clients who are on program that listen to this podcast and they get so much benefit from it. But whether you are a coach with us or not, you absolutely have to learn new skills and knowledge and a new way of being. But we have to complement that with action, implementation, doing, getting shit done, making things happen, moving the business forward. So you need to trust yourself to go really deep into this, not really wide. Because being focused is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters the most consistently with commitment, even when it's really boring, even when it's really hard, even when it's not giving you instant gratification, even when it's making you feel like, oh, this is really uncomfortable and making me feel like sweaty because I'm being asked questions about my numbers and I don't know them. But we're not here to judge. We're here to lovingly say to you, you are going to feel uncomfortable. There is going to be things that we stretch you and push you on. And those clients that lean into it even more and go, I'm here for it, Katie, because I know that this is the process that I've got to go through, are the ones that create successful businesses. And I know that's not as sexy as chasing a new idea, but it's how successful business owners are made. So how can I help you defrazzle? Or as I say to my friend on a Friday, we go on our little, we call it a therapy walk. It used to be a therapy run. It has to move to a therapy walk because as I'm recording this, I am nearly 38 weeks pregnant. So we are currently doing a defrag walk. And a defrag means, you know, when you need to like just basically get everything out of your head and we just talk at each other for the entire time that we bolt around this reservoir. But this is like, what are the practical steps to defrazzing or defragging? Let's make it real. Let's make it practical for you. And if you're nodding along thinking, this is exactly me, I'm a thinker, but I'm not a doer, or I've spent so long trying to chase everybody else's dream and to-do list, I'm not actually making stuff happen in my own. So here are the 5 things that you can do today to clear the noise and reclaim a bit of focus. Number 1, mute. Mute the noise. I am about to go and have a baby, and I am going to be muting the noise also because I will be unfollowing and muting. In fact, I'm just coming off social media for a period of time because I do not need 65 people to tell me what is the best way to feed your baby. I'll figure it out because I am a female and we are born to do this. So I will figure it out with the help of the experts that are around me and in my network. What I don't need to do is be triggered by comparison. So I want you to mute the noise. If you are feeling overwhelmed, frazzled, unclear, not really feel like you're moving forward, just come off social media. Just stop it. For 30 days, for 60 days, or for 90 days. Unfollow or mute any accounts that trigger comparison, confusion, or doubt. If they are not aligned with the current stage of business that you're in or where you may want to be going, they're not helpful for you right now. They're harmful. And we all have to do this. We all have to be really diligent in what we are consuming and what we're listening to. Most of you will know I have now not listened to the news so when did I first start coaching? It's probably going on for 11 years, maybe 12 years. Never watched the news since. Don't read newspapers, don't read crap magazines, don't follow any of it on my phones. Like, I've literally got no idea what's going on half the time because most people tell you, don't they? But also I can't actually control any of those things and they can be harmful rather than helpful to me. I also think they're incredibly biased. I don't know whose opinion I actually want to listen to. So I just unfollow. I just mute. I don't look. So who are you listening to? What are you spending your time scrolling on that is giving you confusion or is giving you doubt? Number 2, set a consumption limit. Cap your learning time in a week. Depending on what stage of mindset growth you're in, business growth you're in, this cap will need to be different for all of you. But if you are somebody that binge listens to podcasts and courses and downloads and webinars, like if you're spending more time consuming than you are implementing, you're just avoiding the hardest part. So can you say, I'm going to come off all social media for X amount of time and I'm going to cap my learning time to 1 or 2 hours a week of like personal development, things that you want to do. That might be 15 minutes a day or half an hour a day or whatever that looks like for you. But just for a short period of time, rather than consuming, just start making shit happen. Number 3, pick your lane. Ask yourself this: what season of business am I in right now? Are you building foundations? Are you trying to increase cash flow? Are you trying to get up to 10K revenue a month and your main focus is on sales and marketing? Are you hiring your first team member? Are you in a state where you are hiring your 10th team member and you are really focused on going for a grant because you're trying to take the next level of business growth. You can't do it all at once, but you've got to pick one focus for the next 90 days. So for all of our members listening to this, you have a strategic plan, you have financial projections, you know what you need to be working on. And we break that down into quarters and into 30 days. And each 30 days, we're holding you accountable to making those things happen. It's really important. Implementation is the key. So pick one focus for the next 3 months and be like, that is what I need to make happen. Now, as a result of that key thing that is usually measurable and specific and time bound, we might have a to-do list or a list of steps that we need to take underneath that to make that thing happen. Number 4, revisit your strategy. I've just touched on this. If you remember, go back to your strategic 12-month plan and call. Open up the resources, look at the plan that you already have, check in with your 30-day goals, have them in front of you. As on a Monday, let me remind myself, what is the key goal for this 30 days? What am I doing to make that happen? You're not behind, you're just distracted. So let the plan really ground you and be so diligent in saying no to more things than you say yes to. And then number 5, send a message to your coach and say, here's what I'm focusing on. Does this look right? Or to one of your buddies on the program. Let someone outside your busy brain give you the clarity that you're looking for, and lean into the community that we have created to get that clarity. Like, we all have the same amount of time. So why is it that some people move quicker than others? And it's mainly because those that move forwards quicker just take more action. So I want to leave this with you, that if you're feeling frazzled, it doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It doesn't mean that you're not a great business owner. It just means you're in motion right now. You're doing brave, bold work by changing the way that you show up for your clients, for your business, and for yourself. But that kind of work doesn't happen in a really tidy linear line. It's really messy. It's really noisy. It's human. And it's about leaning into what entrepreneurship really is. You have to shovel a lot of shit as an entrepreneur. So be kind to yourself. Please turn down the volume. Please pick one voice to listen to for a short period of time. That's all it takes. Pick one strategy to follow. Pick one goal to work towards. And trust that the clarity that you're craving comes from committed, not constant input. You've totally got this. And if you work with us, we've totally got your back as well. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Treat Your Business podcast. If the episode has hit home, drop me a review. I love to read them, and I genuinely read all the reviews because I want to make sure that what I'm delivering is of high value to everybody who listens, and maybe share it with somebody else who might be feeling the same way. And remember, your best business decisions come from focus, not from a place of frenzy. I will see you next time.